Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sugar Detox for Adrenal Fatigue. I'm Dr. LuLu Shimmick, and I'm going to be your host today for the webinar all about sugar detoxification. So I'm Dr. LuLu. I'm a naturopathic physician, functional medicine practitioner, author, botanical formulator, and podcast host of The Genetic Genius. And I'm the owner of Dr. Lulu's Naturopathic Clinic. And that website is www.doclulu.com. And you can go there and learn all kinds of things and tips, resources for you to help you to achieve optimal health. I specialize in helping women regain hormonal balance and vitality by discovering the root cause of dysfunction. So today I'm going to be talking all about sugar detoxification in relationship to optimal health and adrenal fatigue. So first of all, if you're struggling with weight gain, difficulty losing weight, lack of energy, and digestive issues, it might be due to how much sugar you consume. Sugar is in almost everything that we eat, every box, from the shelf, from the bacon to the milk. It's in everything. It's a crazy. And, the following information in this guide and the one you can download after the talk today, or if you're following along, the guide is going to take you through the process of cutting out sugar with a simple detoxification diet. So why should you do a sugar detox, right? That's why you're here, learning how it can help you. So, well, it's a standard joke among people to refer to themselves as a sugar junkie. And the reality is that that's really not that funny, because refined sugars are responsible for many, many, many medical illnesses and conditions. And the average person eats between 22 to 30 teaspoons a day. That's a huge amount. And it would be much better for them to drop the sugar, right? But the truth is that it would not be so difficult either. But the only obstacle is the sugar addiction in between those two. So the answers to that problem is to do a sugar detoxification. And that means that you drop all types of sugar from your nutritional plan for a specified length of time. You'll need to cut every kind of sugar. And this will include honey, alcohol, white bread. The payoff is that you'll feel much healthier when you cut out those substances, and you're going to notice it right away. Okay, so the next part I want to talk about is a problem addiction. Like, when does it become, okay, so, you think you're addicted to sugar. When does that addiction become a problem? And, while some people claim that sugar addiction is not a true addiction, research indicates that it really is. And after you consume sugar, your body releases opioids and dopamine. Those are the two hormones that our body says, oh, that feels really good. And oh, I love that. That makes me feel better, right? And so when we eat sugar, that's the communication that's coming from the brain to eat more. The commercial or the potato chips, Lay's, you can't eat just one. Well, that's because it's a junk food that stimulates dopamine, and your body wants to eat more to feel better, that false sense of reality. So those substances stimulate you in a way akin to addictive drugs. And research has also shown and indicated that you can go through sugar withdrawal. And that is a true thing. And while the withdrawal is not as like a severe, of course, as with a drug substance like heroin, there still is real effect. So what are some of the advantages of doing a sugar detox? Like, really, why do we want to do this? What are we going to get out of it, right? So you'll be surprised at how much benefit you will receive from even just doing the sugar detox. You'll be able to lower your weight, drop those headaches, gain surplus energy, and basically feel healthier. Another benefit of a detox is that you'll become more sensitive to the natural sweetness of produce, like beautiful fruits and vegetables. And if you've really lost this sensitivity because you've been eating added sugar, so it totally changes the taste buds. You'll be pleasantly surprised about the new taste experiences you're going to have. So the basics of cutting out sugar. So the problem with having a sugar dependency is that the more you indulge, the worse the problem really becomes, right? And so your cravings are bound to get worse because your body, those cells want to have more and more and more of that sugar. And by taking on a sugar detox, you begin to halt that cycle. And in relationship to the adrenal glands and adrenal fatigue, when we're in that chronic state of stress, our body then has to balance blood sugar in a different way because of the hormones that are produced from the adrenal glands. And so, usually during chronic states of stress, depending on the person, some people will, there's two types of people. One will want to go through long periods of time without eating, right? Like maybe eat breakfast and then be so stressed throughout the day that they don't eat again until later at night. The adrenal glands then have to body to balance that fluctuation of no food, and the body goes into a hypoglycemic state, which is really not good for the adrenal glands. And the second is a person who really has a lot of food addictions and uses sugar and other food sources that are not good for them as a way to balance the stress. So then your adrenal glands are having to deal with a much higher level of sugar and insulin and trying to bring the insulin back into balance. Okay, let's talk about the next one here is what to avoid when you're on the detox, right? So, what foods do we want to cut out? So we really want to cut out the foods that have a high glycemic index. And obviously, you need to avoid sweets that are made with refined sugars, but you really need to remember that most processed foods contain a lot of added sugar. So if you're not good at reading labels, this is really the time to embrace that, but also go more for whole foods, eating from that whole food plate instead of buying packaged foods and products. Okay, and then we want to really identify where sugar's hiding in our foods. So many people are actually shocked when they learn about some of the hidden sources of added sugar in their diet. And this is probably because these people are so used to really sweet things that they don't think that they don't think those sweet things have some added sugars in them, right? And so because it's like they're addicted to having this really, really sweet thing. And so when they eat something, they don't even notice it because it's not as sweet as usual. So some hidden sources of sugar can be salad dressings, sauces, like they put sugar in jarred spaghetti sauce, granola bars. There's so much sugar in granola bars. You really have to read the labels with those and really get a pure source that doesn't have any sugar is the key. Or make your own. It's really not that hard to make your own protein bar. And if you'd like a recipe, just let me know. I can send one your way or some resources. Oatmeal. So if you're getting oatmeal, apple, or brown sugar, or something like that has added sugar in it. Cereals are laden with sugar, and also there can be really high in refined carbohydrates, which then your body turns to sugar as well. And canned fruit. So all of those have lots of hidden sources of sugar. So you want to make sure you're reading your labels. So foods that are encouraged on a sugar detox. So we have vegetables and protein, healthy fats, and whole grains. So vegetables, these are all the ones that are really high in fiber. There's so many different great vegetables, and you want to stick away from the ones that are really, really high in sugar when it comes to vegetables, but still we're focusing on the ones that are really high in fiber, like leafy greens, your kale, your spinach, your arugula. Protein, all that great lean fat and fatty fish, really great for balancing the adrenal gland. And then healthy fats. So I'm talking about your omega-3s, your avocado oil, your avocado, your nuts, all the healthy fats. And then whole grains, really getting the whole grains. And if you're doing more something for a chronic autoimmune disease, even staying away from those grains for a period of time will be really helpful for balancing the adrenal glands and helping with the sugar detox. Okay, let's go to the next one here. So this is all about after the detox. Okay, so you've cut, and it really depends. Patients are always asking me, well, how long should I do a sugar detox for? That's a great question, right? So I usually recommend that if you want to do at least 5 to 7 days is the perfect time to do that sugar detox. If you're wanting to do a much larger, broader detox, then you can join the genetic detox program, and that's an ongoing program, and you can find that information on the website. That's will take you through. That is a longer 3 to 4 month period, or sorry, 3 to 4 week period that will really guide you through, and that eliminates sugar in that program as well. But you want to do at least, the minimum would be a week to eliminate sugar. So you need to understand that a detox is what kicks off a future of healthy behavior, right? So you shouldn't end your detox with like a celebration of a big sugar soda. That kind of like defeats the purpose, right? You should look for some alternatives to sugar sweeteners and what's going to take you further down the road. What's your next step? What can you start to change in your nutritional plan to really make a difference? And you should emphasize natural, delicious fruits and perhaps something like little molasses to add sweetness to your diet and bring in beautiful iron and vitamin B. There's all types of things you can do to bring in other sweeteners that are natural and fresh. So let's talk about sugar withdrawal, because it is a definitely something that a lot of patients experience. So handling withdrawal, how are you going to address that? So while the effects of detox are great for your health, if you're strongly dependent on sugar, and this is really common, you might not even be realizing how addicted you are or having it in all different things in your nutritional plan. You might experience some things with a withdrawal, which can be headache or other symptoms during a detox. And if you cut your supply of sugar, like, cold turkey, your energy levels also might be affected because your body and your adrenal glands have been living on this false sense of sugar. And experts like myself recommend that you should nourish yourself with high quality foods that can help fight that moodiness. And those are the fats and the protein, great fiber. You can also bring on some detox, of course. The main ones, water, that's huge. You want to stay super hydrated. You can also do some Epsom salt baths to help your body relax. You can also bring on some skin brushing to help increase circulation, and also some electrolytes. I find can be really helpful for patients too during this detox time. Making sure you're getting one at your health food store that doesn't have added sugar or a specific type of sugar, and you can message me if you need a recommendation there. So, one tip in regards to detoxification is to really keep yourself satisfied, right? And I remember how I was talking about earlier, and the type of person that, when under chronic states of stress, will go for a long period of time without eating, which drops their blood sugar and puts their body into a space of starvation, a space of starvation. And that can really be detrimental on the adrenal glands. So you want to make sure that you particularly emphasize foods that are in healthy fats. Like, I like these things they have that are like little fat bombs, where you're getting macadamia nut or almond butter and MCT oil, where you're really giving your body something to use for fuel. So that's important. So, as I mentioned just before, you should be drinking lots of water. This can aid in starving off fatigue and headaches, because a lot of people experience both of those when they first take sugar out of their nutritional plan or their diet. You should consume a lot of vegetables and organic protein, and this will keep you satiated and keep your appetite under control. And an important thing to remember is that a lot of the withdrawal that you may feel can be psychological, right? Because the sugar has a play, as I mentioned before, on dopamine, our neurotransmitters. So your body has learned this false sense of communication. So just to remember that when you're thinking about this message that's coming, oh my gosh, we just need something sweet to eat. Where is that message coming from? Is it a bad sugar tape loop, or is it something you really need, like fat or protein? So to counteract this feeling, you should treat yourself to foods that you appreciate and that satiate you. So, a sugar detox is a great way to reset your body to a healthier state that will ward off illness and keep you trim, right? And While there are arguments among researchers about just how toxic added sugar can be, I personally think it's one of the most toxic things that we can do to our system. Everyone agrees that added sugar is really just empty calories, right? So if you're going to be eating calories, don't be eating something that's empty. Eat something that's actually beneficial to you, right? And it's an improvement to your diet to dump the sugar and emphasize nutritious foods, right? Those are really key. Okay, so um, let's wrap things up here today. So, I hope you've learned some great things about why you want to cut sugar out of your diet, how it can affect the adrenal glands and your energy. And so you can follow along with the ebook to help you with the sugar detox. And if you need more help getting started, just book an appointment with me. I'm here to help you. You can do a free 15-minute consult, or you can do a longer visit if needed. Let's pick something that will help you move forward long term and to help you kick the sugar addiction for good. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's webinar and you learned a lot. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye bye.